And the last couple of days were horrible because of the Vegas thing and Tom Petty.
Yeah, it's been real hard. Things are getting dark, and to the point where the news story is how dark things have gotten. And not in a cool way. Like, I feel like now, like, because we can't communicate effectively or honestly with ourselves as a nation about how worthless human life has become. We are now, like, the mainstream media, not to sound like a fucking jagoff living in the woods, but the mainstream media, for
You
lack
mean
of a
the
better term.
lamestream PD poop?
I noticed, maybe this is a refraction or effect or a distortion in some way, but this is what I'm feeling as I'm looking at the news if I just type Las Vegas after I hear about this shooting. What I see is a nation that immediately is just talking about it, which is really disturbing to me. It's like we immediately leapt to how many famous women are responding inappropriately, which is it has become the new theme. We're almost verging on some kind of Lysistratian gender gap where we wait for, if you're a woman and you have a voice, like, now we've just gotten so, like, when the rubber hits the road, we just want you to shut the fuck up. Like 58 people died, and this, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe these are all just coincidentally female people, but if you're a female politician, you're a female comedian, female comedy writer, it seems like you couldn't say anything right about any of this, which is really disturbing to me, because it seems like the alternative to responding inappropriately to a breaking a world record for massacres, after we have already decided that 20 kindergartners who have hearts the size of a bullet, it wasn't enough. Do you really? How long do you expect people to maintain the gears and valves that it takes to bow your head and take a moment of silence when human life is wasted? And then the unconscious answer to that, which really terrifies me, is, they don't expect anything. They want this to be like Carousel and Logan's Run. Like, they want it to be a ritual where we keep sacrificing human life, and then we keep on, and then it's like, who's going to fart first? Who's going to break the silence? Let's all bow our heads and hum the national anthem quietly while we talk about how our thoughts and prayers are happening. And then the moment a Saturday Night Live writer off duty on Twitter, or a female senator, or a professional tweeter or blogger says something that is effective because maybe it's satirical, maybe it's biting, maybe it's a little inconvenient to hear, however long after the final bullet expends another American life that happens, then we get to tie that person to a stake and shame them, and pour gasoline all over their feet and play with matches. And it's not, I'm not trying to white knight, I do happen to notice that it always seems to be women. Call that a side order of intersectionality or whatever. But, I'm overall so fucking deeply troubled by the numbness that I felt when I heard about this. And then the data that hit my eyeballs when I Googled it. And how the theme seemed to be that we were being chastised by our own technocracy for responding inappropriately. Mm-hmm. Whether it was not responding at all, or responding with biting wit, responding with political pleas to please stop this. I can't believe we're still having this conversation. I can't believe people have the balls to say, 3 minutes after the last shell casing hits the floor, is not too soon to talk about fucking gun control, you fucking heartless piece of shit. I don't care if the families of the victims want to wait 100 years to talk about anything. They're the families of the victims. That's not who we are. We're a nation who has its heart broken. How about this is way too many years after Sandy Hook to talk about fucking gun control? I'm a gun owner. I still want to talk about it. Do you want my gun back? Let's talk about it. Gun sales go up when these massacres happen. That is such a mind fuck. Even if you're not politically motivated, forget about red sides and blue sides. That's such a philosophical mind fuck.
Gun stocks boomed yesterday.
Gun sales. Like, imagine, like, so 9/11 didn't cause skyscraper sales to go up. This is like a unique disease we have. And it's really frightening how logical it is that everyone keeps erupting into these mass shootings. And then every time a mass shooting happens, everyone runs out and buys guns. Because they're afraid that guns will become illegal because someone used them bad again.
The day before the what was the Vegas thing on Saturday?
Sunday.
And so on Saturday, whatever the day before the event was, I've been to that festival because Chip Eston, my friend, has played that festival before. And I was backstage and hung out, and it was really fun. Met a bunch of people. Met Jason Aldean and this guy named Jay Jackson, who's a guitar player in that band. He had texted me the day before saying, "Hey, we're doing that festival, Route 91 Harvest Festival. Do you want to come out and I'll get you tickets?" I said, "I can't. I have a thing to go to." And the next day that happened, and it was his band that was on stage when the bullets were flying. Yeah. And I texted him and said, "How you doing?" And he goes, he said, "We were on stage when the bullets were peppering the stage. And we all had to dive off the back or to the side to hide and then run during the pauses that this guy was taking while either reloading or whatever he's doing." And they all made it out all right. But like, and then Church, your sister, has a best friend, who got...
Yeah. My sister's friend was at the show with her friends, and they all ran, and I guess they flagged down a car, and this person was nice enough to just drive them all the way home. And when she got home, it was only then that she realized that she was covered in someone else's blood. So you have to think of how close she must have been to actually getting hit, because she was near enough to someone who was to have that blood splatter on her. And everyone's just so disturbed by that. It's a nauseating thought.
I thought, because I wonder how many of those fatalities are trampling.
Yeah, I think a lot.
I mean, if you've ever seen that, well, whatever.
I saw photos. I saw like a slide photo thing on Reuters of the images of it, and there were people hiding, and it's the exact same tent area that I would have been in, like where I know I would have been if I were at that show. This is not me making it about me, but like, just because I can physically picture the layout there, there's no way out because you're fenced in there. And there's only a couple exits because they want to control the comings and goings there. So there really was nowhere for people to go, as far as I can imagine, because I remember trying to go out and get somebody in. I was like, there's only a couple little, like, small egresses there.
Yeah, well, that's a theme with terrorism, is like, they're taking advantage of slaughterhouse-like environments created by capitalism.
But Dan, it wasn't terrorist because he was a white guy. He's a lone wolf. Yeah. He can't be a terrorist.
And
that
by the
fucking
way,
makes me crazy.
Just want to pause in our dialogue to address the folks out there that are going, "Oh, I thought this would be the podcast that didn't talk about this." Hey, how about this topic? Suck my dick, you fucking jag off. Like, fuck you. And I can't say kill yourself because it's too much fucking death, but like, fuck off into the night and suck your own balls and fucking until they fall off and roll down a hill and fucking end up in a steamer trunk and just leave me alone. Get out of my life with your fucking judgment. Get out of my head. You're not entitled to anything. You do nothing. You're a fucking a jerk. You're a piece of shit. You're a fucking garbage person. Why are you listening to my podcast and then picking and choosing what you like and don't like about it? Fuck you. I already have my older brother's voice in my head. I have the voice of every fucking bully on the playground. I come out here to Los Angeles. I do the hard work of becoming a fat blowhard that owns a microphone, and you know how hard it is for me to spout nonsense into a microphone without having to think about your judgment. I'm a troubled man.
That was the weirdest sports corner we've ever done.
I don't know. I thought, don't you feel compelled to have like a little like add like a set, because it's like, are you worried that, like, as with the D&D segment that we'll play, that it's like the absence of the audience, it feels simultaneously refreshing and also like, oh shit, are we a creature that was breathing audience water, and like then when you put us in this terrarium out of our aquarium, like now we look like a floppy weird. It's like everyone's gonna notice that we are boring.
The only thing that's disturbing me is that Spencer is exactly the same. He hasn't changed it. Spencer just sits there.
That would be amazing if I just like leaned back and I was made out of cardboard.
Spencer has been almost motionless.
But you like it more now, you said, which is kind of surprising. I could have thought it would be the other way around, where Spencer's sitting there realizing he's going, oh man, my deadpan thing, like it really works in front of an audience, and now I'm just a guy that's not saying anything. But you like not saying anything, and what you don't like is the feeling pressured to say things, and you feel more pressured in front of an audience, right?
That's one of the competing theories at the moment. Steve just walked out.
Yeah, well, what does that mean? Our entire audience just left.
Yeah.
He had to take a giant shit. When he gets back, let's play a lot of D&D. Like, let's really get a good hunk of D&D going.
Sure.
Like, I mean,
whatever, man. I'm still mad at that guy that didn't want us to talk about the shooting.
Wait,
what guy?
The guy that
How
was
are
yelling
people
at.
still contacting you?
No, he's in my head.
The guy in your head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if the guy in your head is telling you that, that's you telling yourself that.
No, it's the part of me. It's the part of me that's an unemployed flannel-wearing golden retriever owner in the middle of America that calls himself a graphic designer, but really is just a freelance douchebag, and who sits and listens to the podcast while he masturbates, which is a weird move, but and kind of toodles around on like mind map software. You know what? It's me. I just described me. It's just too hot to wear flannel.
You masturbate while listening to Harmontown?
And I have a golden doodle. I changed only what needed.
He doesn't have to. Harmontown is masturbation.
That's part of what's so weird about it.
It is me. I don't know. I'm picturing a really specific dude that's like, he's got one tattoo. Okay. And it's like,
where's it located?
Because he's like just a little more
like around the back of the shoulder.
No, forearm, top of the forearm, and it's like a tribal-y thing. And he really roughhouses with his dog. Like he doesn't.
He
like,
punches his dog.
Well, he just like wrestles with it. Like the dog thinks he's a dog, and he like throws it like raw meat and shit, and like tries to take it from him. And they both eat the raw meat in their backyard, and he owns a snowmobile, and he like, I don't know, he just and then if you're talking to him,
is he in a snowy region, or he's just eccentric?
Well, he lives in a place. He likes to take it up to Big Bear if he lives somewhere warm, because he maybe came somewhere warm because he decided in the tundra that he lives in that he's a graphic designer, so he came to LA maybe, but he brought his snowmobile because he likes to go up to Big Bear. But it's just like, he loves beer. He loves like 900 different kinds of beer, thinks that beer is like a thing that you should experience every different kind of flavor of. And that's fine. That's all good. But if you go to his public house that he likes to drink at, and then once he gets 3 beers in him, he starts saying some fucked up libertarian shit, that you're like, you kind of like bite your lip and go like, yeah, because you don't want to argue with him.
Right.
But he's just like throwing out like at the top of his brain, he's like he's like making these observations about like how all lives should matter instead of just the black lives, and you're just kind of like, I just want to fucking die. How did I end up drinking with you? I'm getting heartburn from this beer, and you suck. You fucking suck. I just know we're never going to get along, you know? Like, and I'm going to end up auditioning for you, and I'm going to slowly slide into your ideology because I can recognize the logic behind it, but I don't feel it myself. I don't want to talk to you. You're too bro-y. So stop listening to my podcast, man. Or listen to it if you're that guy, but like when you listen to me, just like
how could that guy listen to this podcast? I mean, like, how likely is that?
Because he's not totally stupid, and he likes smart stuff or something. I don't know. And like, we're not like bleeding heart whatever. Is like, but that's why he's hated the podcast since November, because then now I'm starting to sound like all the shit that he hates, because I'm like freaked out, because I used to be a full-blown anarchist, and now I'm like a Democrat, basically, because I for the time being, because that's the lever I keep pulling, because I'm so scared of fascism. I just keep pulling the lever that says don't let fascists win. So, and that's like, that's the fucking system, man. That's the game. And which is what I used to say. So if I have 4 years of my podcast, I have dudes like that like started to like build up. Like, I I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm just saying, like, let's have a reckoning here, guys. Like, if you're that dog wrestling dude and you feel that way, like, you don't have to leave or stay. But, like, can you do me the favor of like, looking at your time with me as the inverse of when you go to the gym? In other words, like, this is your, you should be more of a pussy time. Like where you just, like, exercise your pussy muscles. like where you acquiesce a little bit more, because I'm going through a fucking crisis about this shit, and you've probably noticed I try to be honest about the fact that I don't know what I'm talking about, and then I'm lazy and hypocritical and whatever. Like, I'm not ever gonna, like, decide what the truth is and start barking it at you. I'm just, like, always saying, like, this is where I'm at this moment, and could you take that ride with me without this fucking thing that, like, drives me nuts, that's all in my head, I guess, of, like, now I don't like this podcast. Like this idea that the podcast exists in some dichotomy of, like, well, that was good, now it's bad. Like, I can't fucking handle thinking like that. Then you're just Sony, and then I want to fucking beat you with a bat. And I just want to let you know how much I hate you, because for my own integrity's sake. For the same reason, ironically, that you wrestle your dog and don't like me. Because you don't want to be told what to do. Okay, great. So, like, minus your dumb tattoo that you got, like we're basically the same flabby fucking blowhard assholes. You could probably beat me up in a fight. You know how to use a knife. But you know what? If you cut me, scorpions come out.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's not a metaphor. Have you ever seen the original Clash of the Titans? Like, if you fucking cut me, bro, scorpions are going to come out of me. Giant ones.
But
my blood will make giant scorpions.
How giant? Giant enough to fit inside you?
No, they start small. Watch Clash of the Titans, the original.
Oh, right, and they get bigger
with Harry Hamlin as Perseus. If my blood hits the ground, little tiny scorpions form that then quickly grow through the miracle of green screen to the size of mammoths.
If you cut me, little Burgess Merediths come out.
I'd like to talk about that. Is that from Rocky?
No, Burgess Meredith is in Clash of the Titans.
Oh, yeah, but that's weird.
His character, whatever his character is from Clash of the Titans.
Right.
But they're like a bunch of little Burgess Merediths and togas come out of me,
right.
But they don't get bigger.
So the character that you represent, like, I guess I'm characterizing myself as that guy, Cerebus, not Cerebus.
Yes. Well,
Cerberus.
Or
something like that. Like, he's the guy with the tail.
Yeah.
He gets turned. So I've found an icon of that movie. And you're saying, well, whatever guy you are, we don't know who it is, but we know he didn't get cut in the movie.
No, he's kind of like the Obi-Wan Kenobi mentor guy.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Now there's a couple 45-year-old people throwing their shoes at the laptop, because I just realized that guy is the one who stabbed. I'm the Medusa. The Medusa's blood is what makes the scorpions, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
So
it's been a long time.
So whoever you are, you might be the Kraken for all we know. Maybe when you cut the Kraken, Burgess Meredith come out. Okay. We don't know because we didn't.
Or little metal owls. That's only there's three things I remember about that movie. There was a Medusa, there was a three-headed thing, and then there was the metal owl, and then Burgess Meredith.
And then from what I heard in the reboot, of Clash of the Titans, they're going through a trunk, and one of the things that they pull out while they're throwing garbage around is a little clockwork owl, and the guy looks at it and goes like, "What's this garbage? What's this shit?
For real?
Fuck this garbage!" And he like shits on it and like rubs the shit into the eyes and then pisses on it and to wash the shit out, but then like throws it in a river.
That's harsh.
And you're supposed to be like, "That's amazing," because you're a fan of Clash of the Titans and you hate the clockwork owl. I will never understand that. I know we've talked about that before, but like at the end of the Lone Ranger movie where it's like, he's like, "Hi ho," and Tonto goes, "Don't."
Dumb.
Here's some other don'ts. Don't fucking don't take the job rewriting this movie if you hate, like, what the fuck is your problem?